Hello, boys and girls. Going to go over how we would work on the EEE for the body paragraphs. Now, in the presentation for paragraph 1, there is a slide after you have completed at this point the T with an amazing fact and the R with the restate, which will clearly say what your reason is. Be sure to use a transition for that restate. You can make up your own, you can use other ones that we've used in the past, and you can also use the persuasive language transitions for when you are working with that R. Remember, the R has to clearly state whatever the thesis reason is. So you would go ahead and look at your thesis, and you would take the first portion of your thesis, and that would be restated as clearly as possible in your R. In your amazing fact for the T, and this is a technique just used for body paragraph 1. For that amazing fact, you want to try and look up a fact that relates to your reasoning. So if you're talking about a dog being protective, you may want to look up facts that would be interesting facts that relate to a dog being protective. Now, if you've completed the T and the R, you have used this slideshow and you've used the opening suggestions for a T sentence. You've completed your T and your R, and you should have placed the T and R sentences in a shared document that will be issued to each child individually. So if you go into the home instruction ELA writing Google Classroom, under classwork, so if you go to the stream, you're going to notice that there's nothing posted here. You're going to go to the classwork each time. There might be some announcements, but you're going to look for assignments organized by the days of the week. That might make it easier to find your information. So at the top of this document, of this classwork, this is the document that I said was going to be issued to you. I misspoke. It's not shared as a shared document. It's issued directly to you. So when you take a look at this, the directions say do not submit this assignment. Thank you for no one submitting it. We will use it slowly to complete the 3 paragraphs. And we're going to use it each day as you add each part of trees. If you open up this document, that is where you're going to put in your T, R, E's, and S. Now that's located at the top. The second portion are various materials. This is a symbol for material. It means that it's not an assignment, so nothing has to be handed in. It's just a handy spot for where various resources are located for you. So if you need to look at your final thesis statement, it's here. If you need to look at the introduction part, it's here. If you need a refresher on the bridge or a descriptive scene, the revised intros, all of that is here. There's also a portion where there are articles here as well. Now, you'll notice that the days of the week are listed. This is an assignment for next Monday. This was Tuesday, May 5th. And if you look at your classwork and you've done Tuesday, this should be gray. Gray means that it's either handed in or it hasn't been scheduled yet. If you open it like this, you'll see view assignment. I'm not going to open it up. It's slightly different on the teacher view, but when you hit view assignment, it will open up the materials that are needed. If there's something to hand in, it will open up a copy to the right. If there is something to turn in, it will let you know that. But if it's something where you have to just use the materials, there won't be anything to turn in, but you can still mark as done. And please do that so I know that you're done with the work. So you would look for the days of the week, read the directions carefully, and then when you're finished with them, the work that you do would have to then go into this document. You have your own copy of it. We're not submitting it. Thank you. And you would put the portion, whatever it may be, the T and R or the E's, or there's and various other letters, into the document as we do this for the body paragraphs. Again, we'll be using this over and over again, so you'll become more familiar with it. Now, when you scroll down, if you did your assignment for Tuesday, read this carefully. And if you look at yesterday's work, there was the slideshow that takes you through what the T and the R suggested. This is an organizer that will help us organize our writing schedule. That will be posted first. It will tell you what you do on each day, which part of trees. These were T&R. This was T&R statements. It's a short video that helps you find where you would put the T&R and what to do for the T&R. And this one is just a slide about sentence starters for T sentences. Again, if you did not hand it in, you would have to press view assignment and mark as done. Now, today would be Wednesday. This would be the assignment when it's posted. You will read through the instructions that tell you you're going to work with EEE and then slides 13 to 17. When you slide down, you're going to see the writing schedule, which is here, which will give you this assignment, as well as the presentation. There will also be a video posted here. When you go into the presentation, you will see from slides 13 through 17 what you would need to do for this portion. So at this point, you've completed your T and your R. If you have not completed your T and R, please go back to this portion of the Google Classroom, go to Tuesday, open up that assignment, and please take a look at what you need to do. If you are not on this Google Classroom, please check the ELA daily log for instructions and the code. When you go into this presentation, you're going to be doing 3 E's for this portion. And you're going to cite 3 reasons that support your idea, your body paragraph 1 main idea, but you are not citing. Now, if you need more help with supporting details, you can, of course, look at the articles to help you and give you ideas. Where will you find the articles? If I go back to here, the resources and materials are always located here. This portion has the articles. So you can read to get ideas, but you're not going to cite for any of these E's. These are your ideas with sentences that range between compound and complex and maybe some simple ones. You can use persuasive transitions to start off your sentences. You can also use ahs as well. For this portion, you need to think about what your argument is and what your supportive details are. These are all used from your own thoughts. You will not be citing for these first 3 E's, and that's your goal today. So to review this, the way in which you would make these sentences is to think about what your thoughts are, 3 supporting details, and using a variety of ways to start sentences between ahs and persuasive transitions. There was a document in early April that had you work on the argument and 3 details. You can locate this document by going to your drive and searching this title, HI Evidence and Thesis Construction Organizer. And then you should see a list in this shared folder of yours. So when you open it up, it would look something like this, in which you've already done much of the work. You've read through the articles and you worked on which you would prefer, a cat or a dog, and you've already worked through them. You should look at them now to see if they do still support your ideas or if you want to change them. But your argument 1, 2, and 3, you might have to adjust to fit your thesis statement, and you might be missing some details or you may want to change them. And that's something to figure out as a writer. If your details don't match, now would be the time to change them. You can also locate that document if you don't have it or have trouble finding it in the resources and materials part of the classwork. So when you go to this middle section, there is a folder right here, and that should take you to the folder in which there are several different documents, and it each lists everyone's name, and you can find yours. That has already been filled out. You don't have to redo anything on here. You just may need to adjust it in case your thesis has been changed slightly. So going on for Tuesday, your job would be to then make sure you have EEE done, and you would put those E's in this document. This is the document that we're going to be doing slowly over time. Back to the slideshow, which would gives you the directions. You're going to work on making the 3 sentences. And again, for today's writing, it's just 3 sentences. So make sure that you construct them well, be persuasive, be descriptive. You really want to convince your reader of those 3 important reasons. Tomorrow, you will work on 2 pieces of 2 E's, and one will be a piece of evidence and elaborating. But that's not going to happen to the next set of E's. Today's assignment is to just work on really making this part very persuasive using transitions and making your sentences descriptive and convincing. Use ahs, use transitions. You can try compound and complex sentences, but really try to explain to the reader your 3 main reasons that support your main idea. So give details, give explanation, and that will help convince your reader of your main idea. When you go to write, you can open up at the top this document and just simply insert the 3 E's in the right spot. Make sure that you're looking for this portion here, where you're just going to explain your detail about the reason in your own words and ideas without citing. Once you write them, you can write them below and then erase the directions when you're done. These are live links on your document that will take you to ahs or persuasive transitions to help you start. I look forward to your wonderful sentences and thank you for working your hardest every day.